So apparently there's a glitch you can use in Apocalypse mode that makes it so that you can actually get to as high as a round as you want without buying any powers or towers. Yes, you heard that right. No powers or towers. I'm gonna drop into Cubism, Medium, Apocalypse over here. I'm gonna show you how it works. Beating Apocalypse mode, or getting to around 100. We'll see how far we get, but basically this is how it works. You guys may know about it already, but if you don't, listen up closely. So you see, now it's round 2. Apocalypse is where the balloons come non-stop. Doesn't end. The rounds go by once the last balloon enters. So there's no waiting for the balloons to get popped. Here I'm going to press the settings button. Gonna go home. You guys see where I'm going with this? Jump back right into Cubism over here. And you see this? The game actually saves the Apocalypse runs for us. And you see where it stopped us at? Yeah, round 3. So the way you do this is, yes, you just let it go infinitely. We're on round 4 now, so it's already saved our round 3 progress. We didn't have to pop any of the first 2 rounds balloons, because the game thought, once we jumped out of it, that we already popped those 2 balloons. Hacks? Nah, dude. This is called exploiting to the max. I don't blame Nijikiwi for missing this, because honestly, it's something you probably wouldn't be able to find out unless you, I don't know, somehow came across it. But yes, what we do here is we let the game play out after loading it, and then hopefully it jumps to the next round. So now we don't have to pop any of round 4's balloons. So you just press the settings button right before you're about to leak balloons, like we're on round 6. Awesome. Yes, so it saves your progress mid-round. So the way the save system works in BTD5 or BTD6 is, of course, it saves after every round. So I guess they didn't take into account Apocalypse mode. I guess they forgot to include the fact that Apocalypse, you didn't have to pop all the balloons for the next round to come out. Unfortunately, there are some times where the rounds are a little bit too long, so you don't gain any progress from doing it. But yeah, by the way, Apocalypse mode does have random balloons. So if for some reason the round does not tick up 1, like you see it before, it didn't tick to 7 until later, but now it did. That's because the round's random, so you just gotta keep doing this, jumping into the game and then coming back. Yes, it's very, very annoying, and it's probably not very practical. So if you guys seriously want to use this, I would suggest not, just because you're better off just playing the game legitimately. Now, it does seem pretty broken, I know, but you gotta keep into account this. Look how much money we have. 850 bucks. So, in that sense, it does make sense why they're not going to patch it. Because if I kept doing this, like, kept jumping in and going out until we hit, I don't know, round 70, we'd still only have 850 bucks because we didn't pop a single balloon. And we don't get any end of round cash, if you've noticed. So yes, a very, very long progress, but this is how you get to round 70.
12 seconds later.
So, quick update on our progress over here. As you can see, we're already into the round 60s, and we've also magically switched maps over to logs. And the reason for this is because, well, I tried continuing this challenge on Cubism for another, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, but then I found out it was pretty unpractical trying it on Cubism. Because I know it's not recorded here, but trying this Apocalypse glitch in the mid-game is a pain in the ass. Because that's when the rounds are the longest on average. So at times it took me like 20 restarts to even get through one round on Cubism. Now logs isn't much better, even though it's the best option I have, so in order to cut time, that's why I'm on logs right now. Even then, I will say that getting to this point still took about an hour or so, just in case you're wondering how long it took me. So yeah, I didn't record the mid-game. I only started recording starting from around 60, but as you can see right now, the rounds are flying by insanely fast. So like, I can get through 5 rounds, maybe even more, in just one restart. Compare that to like 0, 1, or 2 in the early game. So originally I was just planning to get to round 70, considering how long it took me in the mid-game. But then I figured, these late game rounds are actually going by pretty fast. So why not just stretch it to 100 while I'm at it? And that's exactly what I'm going for right now. The only thing really stopping me is like these kind of ceramics, because of course they're one of the fastest balloons in the game, and then soon to be DDTs that come out. I think it starts around 80. That's when DDTs start to come out regularly, and that's when it starts to slow down again, because of course, chances are if you get a DDT at the start of an Apocalypse round, you're most likely not going to progress very far, since of course you have to restart the round a lot quicker. Hence why, if you're wondering why the mid-game takes so long, that's because that's the round where we're not yet at the slow Moabs that come through. But like in the mid-game, you got yellows, pinks, purples. All of those are things that can spawn in the mid-game. And with that, it basically means you gotta keep restarting until one of those balloons don't spawn. If there's one thing I learned about this, it's that 1, kids don't try this at home. If you want to beat around 100 on Apocalypse mode, it's probably easier to do it normally. I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't want to sit through 1 hour of agonizing, restarting, and jumping back into the game like I did. I'm just doing this for science. And number 2, outside of logs, this is not really practical. I mean, I kind of quit on Cubism at like round 15 because then I realized at that point it was taking at least 10 restarts to get through each round. And it was only going to get worse from there, so that's why I jumped over to logs, which still took an hour, so imagine how long it would take for Cubism, which is the second longest map in the game. AKA, this is not really practical for any other map other than logs. And number 3, well, it was quite a surprise when I found out that Apocalypse is very, very, very RNG based. Like on the rounds I had to restart 10 or 20 times, you can get anything spawning from like grouped red balloons at round 30 to like grouped rainbows. That's how insane the range is, and that's why it's so hard to get like just the right round to progress fast enough using this glitch. I mean, some of these rounds can take like 5 seconds, legit. And on the other hand, some can last upwards to a minute, in which case you can't progress at all during the round. But yeah, that's really all I have to say here. I'm just gonna skip forward the footage over to round 100 if you want to see how it's done. And you can tell I'm not cheating by the fact that I have still 850 bucks. AKA I haven't popped a single balloon, haven't placed a single tower, not even my free Dart Monkey, I know. I fear that placing it would ruin my constant $850, so I'd rather not pop any balloons at all in that case. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it short here. Not much content in this video today. I mean, all you're really seeing here is a bunch of jumping home and then restarting. So yeah, if there's any more wacky exploits in this game that you want me to do and I haven't done yet, then feel free to leave them below. I'm always looking for BTD6 ideas. But with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.